Madhurima Kaur from AdGully. Today we have with us Mr. Sachiin Gupta, National Sales Head Programmatic Cinema at UFO Movies. So UFO Movies has launched ProCat, a web-based data analytics platform designed to transform the way cinema advertising is planned, executed, and evaluated. So, welcome, sir. Thank you for being on our platform. So, beginning with our conversation, sir, my first question to you is, what is the ProCat platform by UFO Movies about, and how is it setting a new standard in the future of data-driven cinema advertising?
Right. Thank you, Madhurima. Thank you for the opportunity. The whole idea of ProCat actually started post-COVID. The world of cinema advertising before COVID was traditional buying of cinema, where there was absolutely no data. All the entire buying and planning of cinema happened largely on perception and some news that happened on the internet, but there was no foolproof data. So Procat is the first platform that is introduced by UFO Movies, where we brought in the industry currency to measure cinema audits. So the whole idea for advertiser today is that they can measure their campaign. They know exactly how many footfalls happened, and today there is a complete transparency with ROI, and this we feel will revolutionize the way clients are going to advertise on cinema.
Okay, so coming to my second question, sir, what are the benefits which are offered by ProCat?
So the benefits offered by Procat today is that today the client has a lot of uh, vision into what advertisement cinema will look like. For example, earlier if he was to advertise on a Shah Rukh movie, he did not know how many footfalls actually he garnered, right? So today, in the next Shah Rukh movie, he would definitely know that if the last three Shah Rukh movies have done, let's say, 25 million footfalls, that's exactly what he can estimate now. So today the world is very Procat than earlier. The second advantage that the client has today is that he's not dependent on whether the box office does well or no. So we have 1,800 movies that release every year. So there are movies which do well in South language, in Ghana, English. So client today can take advantage of a long-term plan on cinema, and he is only going to pay for the number of people who actually watch their ads. So that's a huge change that we are bringing in advertising.
So how is ProCat enhancing the targeting and effectiveness of in-cinema advertising campaigns, and how is its data analytics capabilities changing the landscape of cinema advertising in India?
Right. So the beauty of Procat is that it's a national platform, and client can use it to not only estimate the campaign but even plan the campaign. So to give you an example, let's say if it is a brand like Raymond, he wants to target cinemas with a 5 kilometer vicinity around their stores. So Procat has that ability where they can select or even geo target. So targeting is a very large part of what we offer. And at the same time, client can also have a live insight as to how the campaign is doing. For example, in some markets where he's getting very good response on cinema, he can double his investment. While at the same time, in the market which is not doing that well, maybe he can look at his tip or come up with a.
Okay, so how is UFO Movies leveraging AI for launching and implementing ProCat?
So Procat largely is a platform where what we basically doing is we are making sure that all the habits that are there in the universe just all on one platform, right? The use of AI is very limited, but yes, we do it to a certain extent because the platform is evolving and it's only getting better. Although we claim that our accuracy is definitely 95% plus, but I think we've been delivering more than 90%. That's largely because of its learning abilities.
Okay, and what is a year-on-year growth rate in revenue for UFO Movies from in cinema advertising, and the expected revenue with the introduction of ProCat?
Right. So last year, we've overall grown at a pace of 50%, but that's because we were coming out of a COVID year. We are expecting to organically grow at 15%, but with the introduction of ProCat, that should add another 15% in terms of growth. So we hope that the 30% growth at least for the next 2 years.
Okay. So, what percentage of the total revenue is generated from cinema advertising for UFO movies?
Around 25% of our revenue comes from advertising, cinema advertising.
Okay. Okay, sir. Sir, can you share your observations about the trends, challenges, and opportunities in the cinema advertising industry in India currently, and what does the road ahead look like for it?
So I feel the large challenge that cinema advertising faces is that it doesn't have a seat on the planning table, right? Today, cinema advertising is very ad hoc. Sometimes when the clients have the budget, they do it. Some clients continue to advertise with cinema on perception, right? We feel that's a large, and it's never been data driven. The decisions of cinema planning have never been on data. So today we feel that that one quantum shift that the industry needs to happen, and they need to start working on data because we feel that the clients are missing out on some really large opportunities on cinema. To give you an example, in first quarter, largely there were not much movies when it's I speak about Hindi, English, and some other languages, but Malayalam cinema has done very very well. It's probably the best ever year for them. So if clients start using this, I mean Kerala is a very strong market for quite a few advertisers, so they can take advantage of this. You know, bridge their brand campaign.
So, how has the scenario of cinema advertising changed for UFO movies after the introduction of ProCat? What
So
does it change?
just yeah, so we just introduced Procat, and we hope that the change will happen in the next 18 to 24 months, where a lot of clients who are non-cinema advertising clients, we hope that the shift from non-cinema will come on cinema. So that will bring in additional revenues. Also for the clients who are not consistent on us or who are not sure or probably do one campaign, will probably plan cinema, strategically uh, with the strength of data and see that that's where UFO leverage it and make sure that more brands come and they advertise with us consistently.
Okay. So, in what ways does cinema advertising influence purchase decision and consumer behavior, and how effective is cinema advertising for advertisers?
Right. So, Shraddha, if you have to look at cinema, it has a lot of armory that, when I compare it to other mediums like television, it's an immersive medium, right? And with larger than life screen and great sound quality, the immersive experience that it offers, uh, it creates a memorable experience for an audience and an advertiser. So today, when we speak that consumers don't have attention, I was reading in a newspaper today because of the short video format, the
Mm-hmm.
attention of a human being today, has become very
Has
limited,
reduced.
and that's actually a problem, right? Cinema continues to be one medium where I have the audience's undivided attention, right? And
Mm-hmm.
non-skippable format. So I actually have a great impact and probably the only medium which has that kind of impact. In fact, a long-lasting impact. We've in fact done some researches with the client, and we've seen that cinema increases brand love. It even is the the consideration to buy brands, and obviously it pushes the recall highly when something is advertised on cinema. I'm assuming that examples like Manyavar, how they build the brand on this medium largely, right? That's the strength of this medium.
Okay. And if I have to ask, like, what goes behind the selection of cinema ads, and
Sorry, I'm not.
uh, what kind of research goes behind selecting cinema advertising?
Okay, so largely clients look at their internal factors more. As I said, it's not a natural part of the cinema or the media mix. which is what we are trying to push. So currently, it's more of perception, maybe some internal stakeholders. So let's say if you're in a business where you have to deal with dealers, traders, and also they are probably the influencers. So more than research, we would say they're more of internal factors that client look at. But yeah, there are large clients who do timely research, and wherever they see that cinema is to bring in a change in terms of the brand recall, uh, then that's the brand that consistently uses cinema.
Okay, sir, what is the marketing strategy of UFO movies?
So currently, our plan is to take Procat to the top 100 clients of the country, right? And we want to demonstrate our strength. The whole idea of Procat is to bring transparency in the entire medium, right? So we plan to take this to the large agencies, to the top 100, want them to buy, right? Because we're very convinced that once they use it, they will understand the benefit of it and they'll start coming on us again.
Okay, sir. And can you also share the market share and ad spends of UFO movies in 2024?
The last year, okay. So the last year, I would say uh, the industry share we would be around, let's say, 20%. Although when it comes to admits, we are 40%. So there is a huge headroom for us to grow. Uh, Reason is largely because, as I said, perception. People buy cinema because of perception rather than looking at data. And, we are
Okay. Okay. So, sir, my last question to you is that how has been the performance of UFO movies in financial year 2024, and what are its growth targets and focus areas for 2025?
So I can speak from the advertisement perspective. We had a very robust growth of 50% last year, which coming from a COVID year. So that was as expected, but continues to be a robust growth. This year, we do intend to grow at 30%. However, we had a very slow first quarter because of lack of titles. Election and IPL played a large part where a lot of titles held back. But we hope to run a marathon and cover the numbers in the next 9. But I think we're pretty positive of achieving a 30% growth this year as well.
Okay, thank you, sir. So that's all with my questions. It was really nice talking to you.
Pleasure, pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you.